Alright, so this is going to be a quick video on the telekinetic Sage. Sorry it doesn't look so great. I turned down all of my graphic settings because with the video recorder in the background it does not run very fast at all. It's very difficult. On my telekinetic Sage I'm running pretty much the entire 192 set. There's a couple of 198 pieces just on the arm rings mixed in there. So I'm using the resurrected set for everything else. I might be switching to the Dreadmaster set bonus with just 2 pieces of resurrected stuff here pretty soon. I haven't set my heart on that yet though. The Sage DPS is based around a priority system on its rotation. For the character build, the developers did not give you an optimized set out of the raid, so you're going to have to win some pieces multiple times to get the pieces that you need. I'm currently using one metal mod that goes in my saber. The rest of the mods that are in the armor are going to be aptitude mods. There's 3 acute enhancements in the top half, 2 adept enhancements in the legs and the feet, and 2 initiative enhancements that I put in the main and the offhand. I use 13 of the power augments and 1 accuracy augment. My accuracy is a little bit low. It would usually be at 110%, but I pulled one of my accuracy augments out. So I was originally running with 12 powers and 2 accuracy. I switched that though. My crit is right around 25, my surge is right around 64, and my alacrity is at 2.86. If you're running the 198 set, you'll be at 110, 25, 65, and 3. For your utility points, the way that I have mine built is Upheaval and Tectonic Mastery. It increases the DPS that I do. Jedi Resistance and Pain Bearer decrease the damage I take and increase the healing I receive. Blackout helps to increase the usefulness of my aggro drop. The Sage has the worst aggro drop in the game, and without that your aggro drop is pretty much useless. Valiance I use because in the hard mode raids sometimes the healers are there's a lot of healing going on and you have to concentrate a lot on the tanks. What Valiance does is it makes it so anytime I use my rescue and then I use my Forceman directly afterwards, it increases my Forceman by about 30%. So typically I can self-heal for like 11 or 12,000 after I use Force Rescue. And that's before even having a crit on it. Last one I use for the telekinetic Sage is Force Mobility. That makes it so that you can actually move. If you don't have Force Mobility, you're going to be a standstill DPS. You're not going to be able to move at all. The rotation's pretty simple. It starts with Weaken Mind. Weaken Mind always needs to be on the target. It'll refresh itself automatically every time you hit Telekinetic Wave. However, if you switch to a new target, or if it ever falls off the target, you're going to have to hit it again. Weaken Mind causes your Turbulence to automatically crit. You then move to Telekinetic Gust. After you hit Telekinetic Gust, Mind Crush will activate half a second faster, so instead of being at 1.9, it'll be at 1.4. Next is Project, then Telekinetic Burst, which is also going to be your main filler. Telekinetic Wave you only use when it's procced, so that's why I have it down at the end. Even though on your opener it'll come up right after you hit Turbulence, I put it down at the end to make sure I don't click it when it's not procced. Your offensive cooldowns are Force Potency and Mental Alacrity. I use those in my opener along with the Attack Adrenal, and of course I'll use my raid buff if the raid leader calls for it. Go ahead and set the dummy up really quick. So I'm not going to do a full parse on the dummy, but I will do a couple of runs through the rotation so you can see how I go through it. When you go through the rotation, you're going to hit Weaken Mind, then Turbulence, then Telekinetic Wave, then Gust, then Crush, then Project, then Burst. Anytime that these 4 attacks, Turbulence, Gust, Crush, and Project, are on cooldown, you're going to use Telekinetic Burst as your filler. If you have Force Speed up, you can click that. You'll get 2 automatic charges of Burst. So you can use 2 attacks really quick back to back before you hit your next move. And here will be a short parse. I'm not going to do the full thing because it'll make the video last almost 10 minutes, and that's ridiculous. Alright, so you can't see it's not on the screen, but typically when you do that parse, if you go all the way through it, you'll hit right around 4,300 with the gear that I have on. Some people hit higher. I know there's some sages that'll hit 5,000 or so. However, 4,300 will get you through all of the story mode content, and so far it's gotten our guild all the way through as much of the hard mode that we've gotten through. So that's it, and hopefully this helps you out with your sage if you're playing